Oh,
Yeah, hey, how'd it go?
good.
Just gonna do a little interview here. It's a post-bathroom usage interview. This is just for our records, so
Okay.
this is just be honest, speak
Alright.
openly, and
Yeah.
none of this is gonna be shown to anybody.
Okay,
So
perfect.
this isn't gonna be shown to anyone, so just speak openly.
Okay.
You
How
mind?
openly and how honestly?
100%.
I can do that.
Why do you think that you deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf?
I think I deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf because I am the only sophomore candidate. The sophomores never won, and I'm definitely by far the best dancer.
Why doesn't Josh deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf?
We've replaced him in dance practice with a bag. He's so easily replaceable by polyester.
One dance practice, Josh was not at practice. He was absent for some dumb sophomore reason. And we replaced him with a satchel, which is also known as a bag. And so now, whenever he's actually here, we call him Bag.
We like the bag better than we like Josh.
Who other than yourself do you think will be crowned Mr. Timberwolf?
Anybody but Josh.
Have you heard any juicy gossip about Josh?
I have. I heard that one time he was in the Congo and he attempted to do some things with some species of monkey. Now, the extent of the things, I'm not going to go into detail, obviously. I mean, I'll leave that up to the imagination. But I think it goes without saying that he's a sophomore.
Sometimes boys get really frustrated while dancing and yell a lot.
Certain boys, sophomores.
What's the nicest thing that you could say about Spencer?
Spencer plays basketball. That's it.
He's big. I don't know if he really contributes anything to the group other than like his just sheer size. But for that alone, I would keep him around.
What do you think about Spencer?
Well, he's tall, and we do some pretty weird things together.
Like what?
Spencer kind of scares me because he kind of looks like a lion or a bear, and he's taller than me.
He has the same expression on his face almost all the time.
Who other than yourself do you think will win Mr. Timberwolf?
Probably someone in here.
Thanks. just doing a little interview here. So.
Definitely not Spencer,
Yeah.
because he sucks. How's it going in there?
Pretty good.
Good dude.
No problems?
No.
Alright.
I can smell it.
Which candidate would you most want to be your roommate and why?
I feel like Josh would do a lot of like cleaning if I asked him to. Like he's willing to do stuff for me, which is, kind of nice.
He would have to, he's a sophomore, so.
Yeah, he's a little submissive, which is always kind of nice.
It's based off the fact that I feel as if we have the most in common. It would be Matt or Kevin. Matt's probably the only person hairier than I am. He can understand that a little bit. And Kevin's going to bring lots of sweet chicks into my life. So they are the obvious two choices for roommate.
I have to go with Ryan because when two scrawny people roommate together, the scrawny power that emits from that room is unmatched by anything in the world.
Probably Spencer. I mean, just that size, like I said earlier. I mean, I would feel safe around the college campus with Spencer around me.
Definitely Bubby. Because he can do this thing with his elbows that is mind-blowing. To be honest.
And that's a good trait in a roommate?
What do you look for in a roommate? We call him Bubby because one time at a basketball game, his sister came up to him. He's like, "Oh, hey, Bubby, Bubby." So we've been calling him Bubby ever since.
Which candidate would you most want to be your roommate and why?
Probably Ryan, because he is the nicest and he'd probably keep his room clean. Who would be the messiest roommate?
Hector. If we roomed with Kenny, we could share clothes.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Kenny has a great style.
He would give outfit advice.
Kevin would make us watch Lord of the Rings.
Actually, I choose Kevin because Kevin.
Because you like Lord of the Rings?
No.
You like Kevin.
Which candidate would you least want to be your roommate?
Oh man. Well, after seeing Kenny's room, it didn't have a bed in it. Just had art supplies everywhere. I think Kenny would be a terrible roommate because like he just put too much interesting stuff everywhere, and I just get distracted all the time.
It's true.
Trip over pictures and paintings and artsy stuff.
Probably Ryan. He's just gonna sit there and he's gonna talk about what he's doing on his computer and how he's like, oh, I got 2 drives on this modem and monitor and click, 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 mouse, mouse. I can play games faster than all of you.
Hector. He says some really weird things, and I get really weirded out.
Probably Hector. I just kind of feel awkward around Hector. I think it would be really weird to have him as my roommate.
Which candidate would you least want to be your roommate?
Hector. Kenny Osborne. He scares me with his hipster thing.
Who would you least want to be your roommate?
Should I answer honestly?
Yes.
Kenny. Because he's a dirty hipster. And probably a socialist.
Probably. What do you think about Kenny?
Kenny's really scrawny. He's tall. It's probably because being normal sized is a little bit too mainstream for Kenny.
Kenny has widespread support.
The
Even
hipster
though that's
vote.
ironic. Yeah, the hipster vote, which is ironic because once he's mainstream, then it's going to flip around. Very complicated stuff. More complicated than the economy.
Well, Kenny definitely owns his own demographic. Hipsters.
Kenneth does have the hipster vote, which is like all of Portland.
Kenny doesn't deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf because he is a hipster. And hipsters do not win anything.
Boom.
Bro.
The best dancer is probably Kenny. I mean, he is a hipster, so I think that's kind of like inbred, right?
So why do you think you deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf?
Because literally every hipster in the Portland metro area would celebrate until they found out that everyone was celebrating, and then no one would care anymore. I'd be too mainstream.
Have you heard any juicy gossip or rumors about any of the candidates?
What, Anita?
You know how many germs spray back up on guys while they're peeing in these?
You know, Josh used that urinal not long ago. Who would you say is the best dancer of the group?
Spencer.
Kenny.
Kevin.
Hector.
Who is the best dancer of the group?
Me.
All right. Who would you say is the worst dancer of the whole group?
It's probably a tie between Josh and Hector.
What would you say it looks like when Hector's dancing?
Usually I don't watch.
Sweet, dear Hector. Hector's the best dancer here. That's what I don't like about Hector. I'm jealous. Jealous of his incredible moves.
Who is the best dancer of the group?
Best dancer. Hector's pretty good.
And what do you say it looks like when he dances?
Like Titanic hitting 4 icebergs.
Hector looks like a deer in headlights when he's dancing.
Maybe like a fish out of water or something. Like like a dolphin flailing around once out of water.
I would say probably like a zebra that's been mauled by 3 lions.
When Hector dances, this is really inspiring. Okay, let me take you on a little adventure here. You're at the zoo. You're looking at the rhino exhibit. The rhino gets enraged, and he busts through the wall. And you're standing right there, next to Hector, who is also looking at the rhino. Hector immediately begins to run from the rhino toward safety. That's what it looks like when he's dancing. It looks like he's running from an escaped rhino at the zoo.
What do you think about Matt?
Well, Matt is a very dark and tortured soul, but I think underneath all of his cynicism, he really just wants to be loved.
Matt is an awesome leader. It's just that he gets mad like every freaking 3 minutes.
Matt can be a very nice boy, and he can be a very rude one too.
Can we make Matt's name with our hands? Wait, is that backwards?
No.
I've heard Matt is one of those people who sings opera in the showers.
Why do you think you deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf?
Because I'm the hairiest, so that means that I'm actually like closest to an actual Timberwolf. Because none of the other candidates have like this much hair, and werewolves and Timberwolves obviously have a lot of hair.
I deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf because not a lot of people know, but I actually am half Timberwolf.
Well, now you say you're half Timberwolf, but previously Matt claimed to be the hairiest and therefore the closest to an actual Timberwolf. So would you argue with that?
Oh, I would be the hairiest, but I shave regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Matt,
Yeah.
who has the worst hygiene of all of the Mr. Timberwolf candidates, and you should not vote for him. But I deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf because I have the best hygiene of all the Mr. Timberwolf candidates.
Have you heard any juicy gossip about Kevin?
He heard he's a pirate now. Like, full time. He's part of Gingerbeard's Ginger Crew. They raid Lucky Charms.
See, what is the nicest thing that you can say about Kevin?
That's a tough one. His freckles look nice, and if you have like the right sunlight.
What's the meanest thing you could say about Kevin? Or just
The only time he looks good is in the right sunlight, which is very rare.
He's a funny guy. He's really nice. Every now and then he says stuff that's a little weird.
Kevin has this secret ginger-like power that I think he can put over the crowd, and it just... I don't know, I felt it the other day, like I was eating Lucky Charms, and Kevin's face just popped up, and I was like, this is not good.
Kevin, I think, kind of draws from the like Twilight Loving Club and group because of
the Leprechaun group also.
And the Leprechaun group. So he definitely draws from the Twilight Leprechaun group because, well, one, he's Irish, and two, like his freckles, they actually sparkle in the sunlight. So I guess that's something that team like Edward people align with.
Why do you think you deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf? Have you heard any juicy gossip about Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, he just smells. Like, I feel like he's one of those kids who just smells. And I've smelled him before, and he doesn't actually smell that bad. But I feel like he's the type of guy who, like, he does smell. He just hides it.
Bubby needs some dance practice. He can pop his elbows out in these really weird places, and he's kind of scary.
Would you say he's, like, the worst dancer of them all, or...
Oh, no. We have another one of those. I don't want to name names, but it's Hector.
Why do you think you deserve to be Mr. Timberwolf?
I think that my dance skills will cover any other faults that people can poke out. Since usually if you start dancing, people stop talking.
All Ryan does, other than talk about computers, is do his little dancing thing, and that's the only talent or ability that he possesses. He is nothing more than that.
I heard they're turning him into a cyborg.
There are a lot of mean things I could say about Ryan Holberg.
You've seen his dance moves.
That's true.
That's not human.
If you had to make a bet, who do you think's going to win this all?
Jordan, because he looks like an otter.
I vote for Bags. Sophomores are gonna win. Bags.